The Indiana Fever are that golden destination, and I can't help but laugh to the fans and the people online and the media commentators, unfortunately, who said that nobody wanted to play in Indiana. That doesn't make any...
Sheryl Swoopes is in a complete free fall. Not long ago, she stood up, puffed out her chest, and boldly claimed that Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever wouldn't be able to attract top free agents.
In the Fever, we're like,
that's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
Fast forward a few months, and Indiana just pulled off one of the most successful free agency runs in league history. Meanwhile, Sheryl is left looking like a broken Magic 8-ball wrong every time and desperately shaking for a better prediction.
Stephanie White came in and said, okay, hold up. Let me go to Indeed.com and Indeed get some free agents to come in here that want to play, that are accomplished, seasoned veterans. She did all that. Cheryl's been nowhere to be found. Sheryl got a lot of crow to eat, folks. Sheryl could be choking on crow right now. She need that Heimlich maneuver. If you see Sheryl Swoopes, tell her it's okay to come out and talk and say, man, you was wrong.
I can only imagine Sheryl scrolling through her phone in disbelief. No way these players actually chose Indiana, she probably muttered. But yes, it happened. Natasha Howard, Duana Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and even Aja Wilson's best friend, Sydney Colson, are all in the Fever. They didn't just win free agency, they dominated it.
3 WNBA MVPs in your career. Would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
I can't. Bro, Sheryl Swoopes is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is dominant.
And when Colson was asked why she signed with Indiana, the irony. Sydney Colson specifically mentioned wanting to play alongside Kelsey Mitchell, one of the exact players Sheryl Swoopes previously dismissed. Of course, she wanted to play with Caitlin Clark. You know, the same Caitlin Clark that Sheryl confidently claimed would need years to adjust to the WNBA. Years. Really?
No, but players who will be free agents next year. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Meanwhile, Clark is out here casually dropping 40-point games while Swoopes takes are aging worse than an unrefrigerated gallon of milk. And speaking of aging poorly, Sheryl couldn't even keep it real about her own career. 3-time WNBA MVP, would you consider each of those seasons dominant? Asterisk, nah, I can't, bro. Sheryl Swoopes would rather rewrite history than admit Caitlin Clark is dominant right now. Asterisk at this point. Hating on Caitlin Clark has become a professional sport, and Sheryl is gunning for the gold medal. In fact, she's sweeping the podium gold-silver. And Braun's standing there with a bitter expression while the Fever celebrates yet another major win. Asterisk Caitlin won't translate to the WNBA. Yeah, tell that to Indiana, who's stacking elite talent like they're assembling the Avengers. Clark isn't struggling, she's thriving, and the Fever, they're right there with her, proving every doubter, including Swoopes, dead wrong. But let's be real, some WNBA veterans and so-called legends can't stand Caitlin Clark because she didn't wait her turn. She didn't ask for permission. She didn't tiptoe into the league with a humble, I hope I fit in attitude. No, she walked in, shattered 62 records, embraced the fans, and single-handedly elevated women's basketball to unprecedented heights, and that burns them up inside, peeps. Sheryl Swoopes has been missing. Asterisk, they got an APB out for her. If you see Sheryl, let her know she did a lot of talking just a few months ago. All that noise about Indiana's locker room, how players didn't want to be there, how they'd leave in free agency. And yet, here we are. Caitlin Clark didn't need anyone's approval to become the face of the sport. She has more global recognition than half the WNBA combined. That's not her fault. That's just what happens when you're a once-in-a-generation talent. Sheryl Swoopes, Angel Reese, Aja Wilson, and the entire Auntie Clark brigade are going to have to live with that fact. Because while they're busy complaining, Caitlin is out here making asterisk history, selling out arenas, and turning the Indiana Fever into the team everyone wants to play for. Just pause for a second and appreciate this. The Indiana Fever, a team that was once ignored and irrelevant, is now the epicenter of women's basketball. A team nobody cared about a year ago is now the most exciting squad in the league. That's not just impact, that's undeniable proof of who really moves the needle. And let's clear something up. People keep saying Caitlin Clark moves the needle. Wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. On the court, she's making history. Off the court, my goodness. So, Sheryl, what happened to players don't want to go to Indiana asterisk? Who exactly were you talking to, the ghosts of teams past? Because real players, elite players, are signing with the Fever like it's the VIP section of an exclusive club. Did she really think Caitlin Clark would have to beg people to join her? Be serious, and it gets even funnier. During a game, she was calling for the Dallas Wings. The other commentator was hyping up Caitlin Clark's performance. Sheryl, silent. For a full 60 seconds, she didn't even want to acknowledge it. And then, when Dallas played Indiana, Sheryl got pulled from the broadcast. Somebody check on her, she's clearly stuck in 2002. Back when the Indiana Fever were scraping together rosters like they were hosting open tryouts at the local YMCA. Newsflash, times have changed. This isn't Tamika Catchings dragging a squad full of part-time gym teachers to the playoffs. The Fever aren't struggling to recruit talent anymore. They're asterisk stacking Natasha Howard, a defensive powerhouse, a champion, and offensive weapon all in one. And when she signed with Indiana, she made it clear she wanted to be here. It's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard like Caitlin. She has such great vision. Before she even gets the ball, she already sees the play. I can't wait to catch those passes and give her all the assists she needs. Asterisk Duana Bonner. A walking mismatch, a dominant scorer, and one of the WNBA's elite veterans. And what did she do the moment she got to Indiana? She went to war on Twitter, shutting down every Fever hater before she even stepped on the court. So what's Caitlin Clark going to do in her second year? With more experience, more confidence, and an even better understanding of the game. Simple, dominate. And she won't be doing it alone. Sophie Cunningham is bringing the spice, the swagger, and enough trash talk to fuel an entire season. And guess who she wanted to play with? That's right, Caitlin Clark. Greater than asterisk. To be honest, I'm just so excited to be here. I'm from the Midwest, so for me, getting back to my roots and being close to family is amazing.